And welcome back. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be really interesting because well already it's made in the 1980s. We are on a roll. We've given y'all a lot of content and conversation, but nothing quite like this, and I am super ready for it. But before we get into the actual conversation at hand, I got to introduce you to the returning, the Back to the Future-esque type of recording today, because it is a new section, but we are back to the OG way where we started out in episode like 1 through like 4. I got my guy, and he's going to introduce himself for y'all because he's still the Cody. He's still riding out. Please, for the people, sir, who the hell are you?
It is Wang Day. Please say the goddamn Doodle.
You know it. Yeah, you know it. And this week, we have very special guests. I refer to this young brother as a few things. He is a friend. He is a business owner. I also call him the young rich nigga in the crew. I gotta say it right because that was a fumble. I also call him the young rich nigga in the crew, but affectionately, of course, and never around white people. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself as who he want to be today, because this is his world, even though he's in our world. So, sir, my guy, please.
I am just simply Gilbert. Too much information leads to too much other stuff.
All right, yes. And man, 3 black men with mics are most women's nightmare in this world. But
hey, we can be the locks.
You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna go different, ladies, this time, I promise, because we are not about to gender war y'all to death. No, we are going to have what I feel is a very important conversation, even though we're going to have some laughs in this process. We're going to do that for sure. We are going to talk about consent today, because everybody knows there is a superstar mogul in the news right now. He has a lot of felonious and philanderous and just downright weird and crazy things going on in his life. And I'm more concerned now today, I'm more concerned about how people are reacting to the news. It's too many guys out here thinking, oh man, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to talk to women no more. You mean that I can have sex with a girl in the summer of 97, but if I'm up now, she could just be like, oh, he raped me? And I'm like, oh, that's, well, yes, but no. And I think with situations like that, and people worried about SA, you know what I'm saying, that other harassment and that other kind of coercion and things like that, it makes me think that maybe, just maybe, it's too much talk from a lot of guys that don't really attract women.
Ooh.
But we're gonna get to the bottom of it, guys. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. And man, okay, where do I start? I want to start here.
Wait, before you start.
Okay.
It's the first time congratulations, bro. On camera.
Yes.
I'm super happy for you, bro.
Oh man, thank you.
You and the wife.
Thank you. Yeah, man. It was a great time. I was floating all weekend in Vegas. Missed every fight. It wasn't my plan, but
man.
Yeah, man. It was.
And
it was
again,
super dope.
Definitely congratulations from this side too, man. Like, long time coming.
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Thank you. As a person that's had to do this twice, I must say it's better the second time.
100%.
That's what she said. But we'll keep it that clean. But no, man, it was an amazing weekend, man. Salute to everybody that could come out, that did. But hey, man, most importantly, man, shout out to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like it was amazing. Us, our parents, a lot of that piece was exactly how we wanted it to be. My mom has stories about how she got scammed and how how she got scammed in the hotel lobby, and she doesn't mind sharing it with her travel buddy. They were like, it's not Thelma and Louise, but not Thelma and Louise, but kind of. What was that movie? I forget it now. It was like Viola Davis and the other white lady that I love in the movies when they like hopped in the car and like rode off. And then the old school
talking about. I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what it's called though.
Yeah, I can't think of the movie, but that was her and their homegirl Sandy. Like they're nuts. They are crazy. And they had their own adventures like every single day leading up to the wedding. I'm like, yo, where are y'all even coming from? It was like, oh yeah, we just went walking. I'm like, walking where?
Okay.
All right.
We're just walking around Vegas now, huh?
Right, exactly. I was like, you don't do this much walking in Freeport. What are you doing? Like, but no, man. Man, everybody had an amazing time, and it was great. It was great. Hands down, personal standpoint, best day and night of my life. Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Good to hear, bro. Good to hear.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now let's get back to these lames. So
there's a lot of them.
You know what I'm saying? Oh man, yeah. Okay. Patreon payment just went through. Okay, never mind. All right. So consent, right? I'm concerned because there are too many guys out here on the internet right now. They're using their dick beaters on their platforms or their phones, and they are worried now about women from their past coming back to get them, per se, for some of the events that they felt were consensual at one time. Now, I don't know about you fellas, but if there's one thing I am never worried about, like never worried about,
is that
it's a girl coming back later saying that she didn't consent. Like, I'm never worried about that.
No.
Like, so I am baffled. I'm totally befuddled at the fact that there's a conversation like, oh man, like I don't know, like what if? Like, what if? No, there is no what if. No.
What does that even mean, dog? Like, what were you doing?
Right.
But you'd have to question.
It's crazy.
The fact that you sitting back like, oh damn. I mean, I guess Keith's no. If you looking back on that shit today, goddamn it, you know you did some heinous shit.
Yeah. Hey, even the fact that you're thinking like, oh man, I hope that never happened. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, so you mean that there was literally a situation where you knew she wasn't going, and you're saying you made her, but you made it seem convincing. And I never live in that world. I never live in that world.
Like, I'm 40 years old, and the only woman in this world that can say that I was, lack of better words, the aggressor as in the approach is upstairs in my living room right now.
Hey, straight facts. I was like, the only one that I had to pull out a sales tactic on is literally my wife. Like, I know it's been a long day. I get it, right? Like, you know, everybody got their stuff, but like, look, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only person that can ever say, oh, he had to convince me. That's it.
Right. We've been together coming up on 5 years. She's in my living room right now because she's eating dinner. Any other woman has approached me solely for the fact that I never wanted to put a woman in a position where she felt uncomfortable or felt like she was obligated.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna solely leave it up to you. That way, it ain't never in the back of my mind. I ain't forced you to do shit.
Yeah.
Nope. You drop them draws on your own.
Right. Exactly.
Hey,
I mean, I guess
you lift my boxers up, goddamn shit, and slid them off, goddamn shit.
Yeah, man.
I need to be coming back for you, goddamn it, 20 years later.
Oh man, hey, it's one of those things, right? Because I never thought about this, but maybe it's an overrated stat. Like the girls that like you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it seems pretty easy to me. I want to give some sort of PSA for the guys out there that may be listening are somehow confused. If you have gone beyond the sales pitch to where you're now bartering, you are willing. Like if you're
bartering is wild.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
When you have to barter, when you have to barter, go home, dog.
Right.
Go home.
But hey, listen, if you are in the process of bartering or dirty macking, you've lost. You've lost. It is
already
over. She's already not feeling you. Like you've already reached the threshold of like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm the illest nigga in Nebraska. Like I do this, you know, and she's still not biting. And then you was like, okay, well, I'm gonna give you this, or can I buy this for you? Can I give you things? And then she's still not going. It was like, oh man, you know, Tony a bitch, right? It's like, wait, hold on. Like, wait. Slow down. What are you doing? Yeah. Because now. Like, how did Tony even get here? How did he get here? You don't even need to do this. If you had to do all of that, you've done way too much. It's time to see if maybe her friend is going. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she got a cousin that's halfway decent, or you just got to move on. Because to me, there is a threshold of even the sell where I'm just like, you know what? Like, for instance, y'all gotta tell me how y'all feel about this. And maybe I'm a little arrogant. I'm willing to cop to this. But if we've reached 72 hours minimum to 1 week, and we don't even have like a date in place to where we are going to equally agree to meet somewhere and at least converse and congregate, I'm out the game.
Bruh, let me tell you something. You're not arrogant. That timeline's almost too long for me. I'm thinking to myself, upon meeting you, you got 48 hours. You're on the clock. We don't treat this like the NFL draft, dog. If you got 3 minutes, you just get auto drafted, you move on. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, we're not doing that. First of all, again, here's my arrogance coming out already. Man, let me tell you something. I like you. We gonna hang out. I don't understand these new rules about, you got to wait 3 days to respond. He responded too quick or did not, or took too long or not. Bruh, I like you. I want to hang out. You want to hang out? Yes or no? If the answer is no, hey, bygones be bygones. Have a blessed day.
Boom.
But if the answer is yes, all right. Look, man, what you like to do? You like to picnic, coffee. You like movies. What you like to do? Want to eat? Figure it out. And when you get past that, and you've now hung out with this, this nice, respectable young lady, and you guys are, and in your mind as the dude in the situation, you're contemplating if the relations are going to go into different realms. You almost got to feel that before you even start the pursuit of happiness. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Gilbert, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
37.
Okay, so this is the thing. We live in a whole different realm.
We don't. I'm too. That's why I'm married for 10 years, dog. I don't get it.
But that's what I'm saying. This up and coming generation, not only do they live by these rules, the men sent to them.
Man, let me drop it down, because unfortunately in my day-to-day I interact with these 20-somethings in my daily life. And realistically, it's annoying, but like, it's who can care less. Don't be vulnerable, and who can care less. Like, I don't want to let them know that I'm interested, because then I'm vulnerable, so I don't want them to know, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? It's who can be the most nonchalant. And I'm like, hey, y'all wonder why y'all single? Or y'all wonder why y'all not getting anywhere? Because you got to act like you don't care to make them want you. But then, like, how do they do that?
Or when hanging out with the boys is more important, because when I was growing up, yeah, I wouldn't link with the guys to ask where the hoes was at.
Man,
absolutely.
Listen, hey, let's pin right there. I gotta say something real quick because they got it messed up. Some of y'all teenagers and choices, y'all got it messed up. Yo, back in our day, because this is made in the 1980s. We were all made in the 1980s, so we lived by a different rule. One of the illest things you could do when you were our age coming up, teens and 20s, is go to the spot or go to one of the guys' house only to tell them, hey, yo, I'm gonna be a minute because I gotta go because homegirl hit me. Yeah. So, hey, we about to go to the movies. Or it was like, hey, yo, I'm finally about to crack. So I gotta go. And then we got a front on you. Oh, nigga, so you just come through. They told you about a date. Like, yeah. What y'all doing?
You want me to be over here dry with y'all? No, I'm gonna slide. And realistically, I was a little different. I understand 100% what you're saying, but I would just disappear. Damn, when did you leave? Oh man, you asking me 2-3 days later. When did you leave, bruh? I something happened. I was ready to go.
Hey, Gilbert, you was way flyer than I was, because I had to let everybody know what was going on. You was way flyer than me.
Hey, literally, one of the greatest friends I have in my life is my guy Rob, and I literally met him because another cat we knew, Gerald, came into the computer lab just to say, yeah, hey, yo, man, my bad, I'm late. I was just having lunch with an old girl. And then he was like, man, nigga, ain't nobody come to see you with your stinking ass. I was like, yo, hey, and I met him by laughing at him in the computer lab because he fronted on this dude that just had lunch with a girl at school. I was like, yo, that was the way. It was like, yeah, no, she feeling me. I gotta let y'all know that chicks is feeling me out here. and I'm feeling chicks. I don't even understand the aspect of acting like we don't like girls or they're not important. Like, I don't get that. That is a weird thing in this era that you need to stop immediately, young people. You need to stop.
But is that a form of being combative? Is that the male equivalency of hard to get?
Ugh, that sounds nasty. That sounds gross.
First of all, what's crazy is like what you say is that the male's version of hard to get. As a male, why are you playing hard to get? You're not. You're not hard to get.
This is weird.
She said, come get it. And you're like, oh no, what? Excuse me? Excuse me? Like, I'm saving myself to make sure it's with someone. No, you're not. Stop lying.
I'm gonna see if she's gonna buy these J's, and then maybe I drop this off. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what's up with this PS5 game. I might let her top me. No, bro, like let her do it for free.
So you're 25 and you got a 75-year-old. Got it? Because that's about the only way that's happening.
All right, yeah, man. Hey, it's a wild game. It's a wild game, and with all these things going around, like you were just saying, Wang, the aspect of being combative, it's like people have tricked themselves so much that they don't even understand what consent is. And to me, it should be real simple. From a guy's angle, it should be very simple. One, it's more women than men on just planet Earth. Like, it's just more of them. So you playing hard to get is wild. And it's like,
it's a numbers game, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe your lifestyle is different, and that's cool. But for everybody that's heterosexual, that's a wild thing to be hard to get when there's just more women that exist than you anyway. And then it's almost like these young people and just some men in general, because unfortunately some of them crept up into our age range too, because I see them. I see y'all out there. You're gross. You're nasty. Get some help. But then you got some of the guys out here that's like, they're like, well, I said, hey, I mean, how come she just didn't get right to sending the nudes? Or, well, she know I'm feeling her, so I'm just gonna blind send the dick pic, and that's gotta win her over. And it's just like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like,
that's
you,
a flag on the
sir,
field.
Are scaring the hoes. And somebody needs to let you know so you can stop it.
Go ahead, Gil. Go ahead.
Unsolicited dick pic is a flag on the field. You out of bounds. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Get out of here. Like, get out of here, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that's
yeah.
Hey,
like, ejected from the game, dog. Like,
I will be 41 years old in November. Not once in my entire life, your life combined, have we heard a woman get an unsolicited dick pic and say, I'm going to fuck this guy.
Hey, so and all this, you got to think about this too, because like that, no truer words have been spoken. You got Cam, you done lived in 2 or 3 different cities. I done lived many cities. I'm not sure, Wang, if you know where you resided your whole life, but like the 3 of us have ran across millions of females. And not one time have they been like, oh, I'm so glad he sent it to me without me asking. Like, I'm so glad. You know what? I wasn't feeling him, but now that I got this, yeah, you know what? Let's give him a shot. Like, no, that's literally never happened, dog.
Right. Like she was like, you know, I was on the fence.
Right. But this is the deal. I'm in.
Well, once the dick pic came through at 2:15 p.m., like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man. I was like, you know what?
Mid-afternoon
I'll give him a shot. Like, bro, that's never happened. It's never happened, bro. And you will not be the first. I don't care what your mind is. I don't care what mind your tricks your mind is playing on you, but that's never going to be the first. You're never going to be the first guy. And and that is what is there something to safely blame it on though? Like let's really think.
To safely blame unsolicited or
just like the unsolicited pick, right? But then also just the lack of understanding consent, because a lot of guys, I mean, look, we've all had that one delusional friend, I think, throughout some point of our time in life where like he obviously is feeling this girl. He thinks that she's super attractive, right? And then he spent all day talking to you about her. And because she's not mean to him or she's not overly rude to him, he thinking he got a shot and that, you know, hey man, she might be feeling me too. I think that young kid, that young man that has now matured into his late 20s and 30s, who had the super crush on the girl that was just being nice to him but didn't really like him, is now the guy that is now sending the unsolicited meat. And now he's wondering why, like, he's like, well, I'm showing you that I like you. And we're like, pick a better way.
It's kind of a rock and a hard place based off of the type of guy you're talking about. On one end, you got a guy that's not aggressive at all. And on the other end, you got a guy that's too aggressive. The problem is there's nothing wrong with either. You just got to know who you're approaching with your approach.
Okay.
That's the problem. Okay. Nobody knows, like for a long time, a real long time, I had got to a point personally where I'm not going to physically approach a stranger because because I grew up and was taught to be a gentleman.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Derek. You politely ask her name. If she say she good, you politely set the feet and walk away. You know, because there was a situation, I was like 21, 22 years old. We over in Rockford. Give that just a small, another time.
No, I know. Yeah.
And I can't remember what the club was called. I see this gentleman, table full of girls. It's like 6 of them. But one caught his eye. He walked up. I've been listening to the whole conversation because we're right there by the table. He introduced himself. He introduced himself to everyone. How you ladies doing? My name is XYZ. Just want to know if I could buy you ladies a drink. Mm-hmm. They was all for that, a free drink.
Of course.
So, okay, cool. Now, it'd be nice if I could know this one particular young lady's name. Mm-hmm. Oh, they laughed him away from the table. I mean, belly laugh.
Oh, man.
Now, in my head, I'm like, that was the most respectful. To me, I thought shit was kind of smooth because I'm not buying all you hoes no drink.
There's that.
Honestly, that's the first mistake. You walked up and immediately bought a drink before you got a name.
Yeah. Before you got a name.
You did that in reverse.
You know
but then, about 30, maybe 40 minutes later, another dude approached this same table. What's good, baby?
You know what I'm saying?
Shit, your nigga here? Oh shit, no, that's what's up. That's what's up. Shit, but now, shorty, she all in.
Right.
So I say all that to say this. When I saw that, I stopped approaching women that I didn't know because you don't know how to approach them anymore. Mm-hmm. You can't be a gentleman no more to some of them. You can't be an asshole to some of them. Mm-hmm. You can't be genuine to some of them. You have to be a liar now sometimes. You don't know what you're getting prior to approaching a stranger. So it's like these guys, okay, like I said, if he's too aggressive, he has to know who wants him to be aggressive. Mm-hmm. And if he's too laid back and reserved, he has to know who wants laid back and reserved. But the thing is, the motherfucking woman ain't got aggressive on her forehead, and she ain't got laid back and reserved on her forehead.
Yeah. You got
so they grow up just in the dark. Do I be over aggressive? Do I not be over aggressive? When I was lenient, it didn't work, so now I have to be over. Yeah.
I think this, because you're making a really great point here, because at face value, we just like who we like. But what I heard in my mind as you were saying and sharing the story was you can be 2 types of dudes. And I'm gonna reference them in song.
Oh shit.
You could either be, hey girl, how you doing? My name is Charlie. Last name Wilson. And I was wondering if I could take you out. Or you could be, I'm politicking with this bitch that's wondering if I'm a freak. A little hood brat bitch from 25th named Tamika. Like, you gotta be like, you better pick which side you want to be on. Like, because if you can be convincing and you have enough conviction in your spirit, you're gonna have to decide if you Charlie Wilson or DMX out here. You're gonna have to be one of the two. And it's fine. I think both strategies are completely effective. but you better decide as a man who you are when you get up or in the morning, or when you know you out. You know what I'm saying? And you getting dressed and the Nas bar plays in your mind. I'm fucking something tonight. That's on everything. And you gotta be like, okay, am I Charlie Wilson or DMX? I think that's
I mean, like you said, both of them are very effective, but it's determined on who it's effective on.
But there's a third way.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
There's a third way, and honestly, man, it's the most authentic way, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Let me tell you something about. Let me stop. Let me tell you what I believe to be the truth about women. All right. If you out, and let's say again, let's keep this club scenario going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm using this from my experience, so that's why I think it's successful. I like to have fun, right? So like I'm gonna have fun. I'm not gonna be worried about let me look too hard so that niggas don't try me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because like realistically, like I know in my head that if you run up on me, I know what I'm capable of. So I don't need to act like I'm hard and I'm gonna try not to have fun so that no one's gonna try me, right?
Right.
And then like I'm also not, I'm not Charlie Wilson. I'm not gonna serenade you because I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out with whoever I'm going out with, male, female, mixed group, whatever. And I'm gonna have fun. Let me tell you what women tend to be attracted to. Hey, why is he having so much fun? What's going on over there? And guess what then happens? They've already consented because they came to you.
No.
It's our generation, though. That's our generation.
Yeah, that's true.
These kids ain't allowed to have fun.
Hey, yeah.
No, they don't know how to have fun.
Hey, these young people be outside looking miserable.
Bruh. If it ain't
life
for,
is over.
If it ain't for a picture, they don't know what to do. Then they take the picture and be like, all right, now what do we do?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? You raised a great point because for the most part, I have just been either very chill or just fun. But I will say for the fellas out here too, because we're talking about consent, sometimes your consent bag, you might be in the wrong environment for your consent bag. Now, granted, because
if you're Charlie Wilson, you don't need to really be in the hardest nightclub in the city.
And I was literally just about to go there. The worst spot for me, where I'm like 2 for 17 from the field, was the nightclub. I speak too soft. I'm bending down. I don't drink really. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, But now, overly aggressive women have attacked me in the club. I've been attacked in the club before a couple times through my 20s. And that makes it easy. But at the same time, it's like, this ain't really my bag. But house party, kickback, maybe even a bar where it's cool music playing where I can like duck off and be reserved and be myself. Like there, I'm Mayweather. Like I'm a Viking. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm game 6. I'm the guy that wears 23 for game 6 there. It's like, oh yeah, look. We can hang out all night. Like she's gonna want my number. She's gonna ask me for my number. I'm not even gonna ask her for hers. That was my environment. And I think a lot of it is that as well. I think you guys raised some great points. Knowing who you are, and then knowing where to be, because most likely, and feel free to answer both of you, if you are being yourself and you are in a comfort zone for you, you're going to automatically attract the kind of women you really interested in the first place.
Agreed. Like
big facts.
Like you already said, Charlie Wilson ain't got no business in the nightclub.
No.
Yeah.
Charlie Wilson need to be at the hookah lounge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where the music is on 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, DMX gonna be at the club. DMX gonna be at the day party by the pool. You gotta. But that's where, like I said, that's where I think like a lot of consent issues happen. You know, like it wasn't meant to be the way that it went. You just didn't know that you weren't supposed to be there in the first place.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Or that bad homeboy that want to drag you along everywhere, knowing that you don't fit the criteria.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that
I'm gonna be
repellent.
honest. I've probably been in both situations, so I definitely drugged some people into situations. I'd be like, oh man, that probably wasn't the right person to bring for that one. But I'm also, but like you gotta understand within the first moments of arriving your situation and knowing what the vibe is gonna be and who's gonna fit what mode and who's gonna play what role, right? Like you gotta have a plan, especially again, to me, it goes back to like being who you are, and then it will naturally come to you.
No, facts.
Consent is easy when she pulls your drawers down, your meat out. It's easy. Like you can't tell me, like, first of all, I didn't ask you to do none of that. You did. So, like, honestly, did you ask me consent? And of course I was consenting because I let you do it, right? Like, but like it's this consent thing is like people are acting like they need to carry around disclaimers from their lawyer saying, hey, before we already naked and we ready to go, but like, can you sign right here, please? Like, no.
Right. Yeah. That's funny. And that's a great segue because in this conversation, you've said some very important things. Both of you have. You said some very important things. And I for one, have this rule. I've always had this rule, even just as a young person coming up, trying to hit, trying to smash, trying to slay, whatever y'all using out there now. And my thing was always this, Gil. If conversation is in the foreplay, then she's not interested. It's like, yeah, we're on a date, we're talking, we're having what the conversation and it's building up. But what I'm starting to realize is there's a lot of guys out here that have spent the night trying to talk their way into vagina versus actually having it hand delivered to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, big thumbs down. Boo, hey, boo this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's terrible. Because I sit there and I'm thinking like, you know, if your foreplay, like let's say whether back at her crib or she's back at your crib, if you there just to chill and she consents to that, okay, cool. But now if the rest of the time you're like, yo, so come on, yo, like, I mean, I'm saying though, like you came all the way over here. You know, you should just let me pull it out. You should, and this is like, yo, fam, if you're doing all of that, you're trying way too hard. You need to excuse yourself, go to the bathroom, get that out your system. Literally. Come back and behave like a well-functioning adult because you are now officially, you're teetering the line. You're teetering the line. Now you have reached the gray area of I thought she consented when you are doing all of that.
Dude, I got a buddy, long-time buddy. Me and him didn't talk for a while because of some shit that he did that resembles that topic. I'm not going to go into detail with that, but I'm going to say this. Fellas, just because she invited you over don't mean you fucking.
Man. Not for you,
that
Gilbert.
That does not mean you're fucking.
I got to be honest, man. I I want to touch on something you said about, oh, can I just let me pull it out? Like, what kind of weak ass shit is that, man? Like, what are you doing, man? Like, are you begging? Are you begging?
Yes.
If you're begging, there's no consent. There's no consent.
Right.
If you're not gonna, no woman ever has been like, yo, I wasn't gonna let him hit her nothing, but then he started begging, girl, and ooh, like no, it's never happened.
He's
She's
like,
gonna
you
clown
not like
you.
niggas is
You're gonna
begging.
be in the group chat. You just he said you made the group chat now. You now you are the joke in the group chat with the homegirls.
Fact.
And now there's like 12 other women who know what you just did, and you're never gonna hit those 12 women are now off the table, even if one of them might have been.
Yeah.
Let's start with that. And then second of all, you know, just because she asked you to come over definitely doesn't mean that you're going to hit. But how she asks you to come over and the time she asks you to come over might matter, right? Mm-hmm. So like, let me cook for like 30 seconds. Cause like, here's the deal. If you text my phone when I was single, because I'm married for 10 years, but back in the day, if you reach out and say, come over, and it's after like 9 p.m., like have enough respect for me to know I'm not leaving my house to come to your house unless, you know, it's an emergency or some relations are going to be involved. Yeah. Because I'm not going to force myself when I get to your house, but I might leave mad. Like I knew I should, first of all, I'm the type of guy that if it wasn't in the plans for me to go to your house to begin with, and then I'm not going to change my plans to come to your house. Like, I don't care if you live across the street. I'm already home in my house clothes and I'm not coming back out for you. So if I actually, for some reason, feel compelled to come, there's a little bit of responsibility.
Yeah, that you'll be compelled to come again.
Yes, or I'm never talking to you again. Like you're wasting my time.
I'll come prepared, but I don't expect.
Okay, that's
fair. I might have a joint in the pocket, but like I said, I'm also not going to be, man. Come on, man. Why don't you do? No, that's lame as shit. So
right.
Okay, so like if she and I'm a person that I take you, I'm going to take what you say by face.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, hey, my football team is playing your football team tonight. If you're not doing anything, come watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I get there and we sit down, we watch the game's over, and she say, hey, had a good time. See you another time. I was not led astray. Mm-hmm. She didn't lie to me. She told me exactly what it was.
I'll tell you what. There's a happy medium here. Because I'm a planner. I'm very strategic. A lot of times I get I never invite myself anywhere because I like to be at the crib anyway, right? so there's that. But then there's this, hey, yo, do you want to come over or you should come over? I'm like, oh. So immediately for me, I get into well, if I come over, what are we doing?
Okay.
And it's not on some I need to hit or I'm not coming, but help me properly manage my expectations here. That's all. And this is strictly for women who would know that I am digging them or I feel like they digging me.
Because if that's not the case, then I'm not leaving my house.
Right. Exactly. Because and fellas, you know the difference. If there's 10 girls in your phone, I'll make it simpler so people don't feel left out. If there's at least 5 girls in your phone, you got one that's a no-go. You already know she ain't on it. And if she calling you over, it's to really kick it like homies. And then you got maybe 2 that are probably on the fence. But then you got one that's definitely going. And then you got one that you ain't heard from in 3 weeks. Now, if the girl from 3 weeks hits you up asking to come over, you got to be like, yo, so what we doing? Why do you ask that? Because, chick, I ain't heard from you in about a month. I don't know what the vibe is now. Like, let's have a real conversation before I get over here and get jammed up mentally, physically, or emotionally. I don't know what's about to happen here. And I think fellas should do that for a lot of the reasons that have been in the news lately. When a girl hits you out the blue and you know you want to hit, but for whatever reason it didn't happen, to me, you have to reestablish rapport. You have to reestablish a rapport with this young lady so you can firmly know, okay, well, she seemed cool, but what is she on? Like, because the other girl that's going is gonna be like, yo, she's probably not hitting you up till 9:15. It's like, yo, I was thinking about you. Bet I think that I'm thinking about you too. And now that we're thinking about each other, let's put our thoughts together in the same room. I'm cool with that. Like that's what it is. And I think too many times, and you know what? To get semi-real for a moment, I think a lot of problems that guys have with distinguishing who's going and who's not, where the consent lies, is because we, for better or worse, have been taught that, oh, well, I got to hit every girl I know. And it's going to take some guys a pretty terrible experience or two to understand that ain't the way. You know, I think a good piece of this is like some dudes thinking, well, she a girl, she in my phone, I got to hit. And it's like, nah, that's not the wave. And the thing is, you don't know who these women are at this point, but you also don't know who these women will become. I have met some of the best BJ givers in my life because I was friends with the original girl I met. Like,
sometimes, if I may jump in for like a hot segment, sometimes women enter your life and they're not interested in you, but they will run point to give you everyone else.
Exactly. Yo,
that is so true.
Like, yo,
sometimes those hey, the referral game is crazy.
You know
that referral game is crazy.
Exactly. Like, you got to know how to use your resources. Women are resources. If all men looked at women as resources and not conquest, man, you get so much more accomplished in your day-to-day life and your future. You just never know, but you got to be smart enough to know that.
That's like my child. That's like me. I ain't gonna say my childhood. It's like my teens. I didn't hang out with guys. I hung out with all the girls. So while you and all the homeboys over here calling me gay, I'm over here doing what y'all want to do.
What's crazy is, man, that it was really interesting. Is any time that someone called me gay, their girl was in my phone in a very interesting way. You know what I mean? And it's like I've unlocked certain potential in these young ladies, and you're telling me I'm gay and you want them, but unfortunately I've already had them. So enjoy those seconds.
Yeah. And I know dirty macking is real. I definitely have been in too many situations where I wasn't really called anything derogatory to that degree, but it was always like, oh man, this nigga think he's so cool. Why you hanging out with him? It's like, see, that's your first problem. You worried about what I'm doing. Like you need to relax. like, hey, look, your girl likes being around cool guys. See the problem that we're having here?
Natural. That's natural.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, it's you know, and that's why guys that dirty Mac will never be able to keep women. It's just facts. It's just reality.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make the rules. I just play by the game that the rules are in. That's it. That's all I do. Man, to move the conversation forward, what are some like just keys to life, dating experience, whatever? What can we give some of these young, dumb and lost people, and even some of you old, dumb and lost people? Because I ain't gonna front, it ain't just these Gen Zers.
No,
it just ain't. Like some of y'all older than me. I'll never forget the wildest thing I ever heard. Gilbert, we worked together when this guy said this, but he didn't say it in front of you. This is a man way much older than me because I was only 23 at the time. He was telling me his verbatim words were, man, I don't know how to trick this girl out this pussy.
Oh, shit.
And I was just like,
what?
Whoa. I was like, whoa, we're in a hardware store. Whoa. And that was my first thought. But then I was just like,
what?
And even me at 23, I was still telling this brother, I was like, man, I was like, you know what? If you feel you got a trick her, then maybe you should just move
that's
on.
not it.
Like maybe you should just move on, man. Like that's this doesn't sound right. Then he tried to clean it up. Oh no, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just trying to get with her though. I was like, yeah, but you said what you said the first time,
right?
And I heard it.
So how many gold necklaces did he have on? And did he have a perm?
Actually,
I bet it.
He had on one chain, but no perm. He had a fade.
Did he have a perm on the side?
Wow, I think he did. Matter of fact, but wildly enough, and Gilbert gonna know where I'm going with when I say this.
Oh, I already do.
He lost the girl to do it with the perm.
Ooh,
I can't make this up.
Oh man,
I was just like, oh wow, this is wild. I was like, wow, that was a plot twist I wasn't expecting today.
Triggered out the pussy, huh?
Yeah, he said I can't figure out how to trick her out of it. I was just like, yo, that sounds insane. I was like, that sounds insane, and I'm 23.
that literally sounds like jail time.
Man, listen, especially when you view their complexions. Oh, it was definitely jail time.
Yeah,
it was gonna go back. It was gonna go way back.
Yeah.
So, but
the wild part about this is I wasn't there, and I believe I know the exact two people we're talking about.
I know you know. We got to talk on here. Hey, but listen, I digress. Gentlemen, what do we have for the people out there who are concerned about consent? What are our final words, both of you? I don't care who goes first. Matter of fact, no, our guest. Let our guest go first. Gilbert, what do you have under the act of consent? What jewels or gems, final words can you give the people on the way out of here, man?
Man, all I got to say is if you have to stop and ask yourself, is she consenting? Are you mid-beg? Are you hating on another man in order to get it? She's not consenting. If you send any unsolicited, even realistically, it doesn't have to meet pics. It could just be literally almost anything. If she's not responding in a accepting manner of just what you think is your game or your, what they call it now, Riz, no, she's not interested. And like, let it go. it is better off to let it go than to force the issue. That's about it.
Wang dang doodle, what we got? What we got for the people as we head out of here, man?
Learn to read the room. Pay attention to what's going on, because a woman will let you know either very directly or indirectly if this is what's going to happen. She knew it was going to happen before you even got there. She knew it was going to happen before y'all even exchanged numbers. And persistence doesn't always mean success.
Mm.
If she got 15 good morning queens with no reply, move the fuck on, fam. Like, don't give you, well, she an answer to the 27th or 28th is going to be my number. No, it's not.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If you ever have to question, even from the very beginning of the conversation, if you have to question if you made the right move as far as that, you made the wrong move. You should never leave a house like, should I not have done that? No, nigga. You should not have.
That's how scary as hell when you said it. That's how scary as hell.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh man. Great points by both of you. I'm gonna put a button on it or a bow on it, however, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what you both said and say this. Gentlemen, you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks. And this is just for casual conversation. And I say that because within 2 weeks, your interaction with a woman will tell you exactly where her head is at. If the texts are slow, if she don't want to hear your voice on the call, if she's not trying to FaceTime you, because that's the era we live in today. If a woman is not talkative or responsive to you, these are the biggest red flags that you need to abort the mission. Men, even the most talkative man is not more talkative than a woman. So if you find yourself talking more to a woman than a woman is talking to you, it's time to go. Get out of there. You are wasting time. You are wasting energy. And she literally is just not that into you. And you know, as you're young, you may be trying to find your footing and you may figure it out. Hey, I'll even shoot y'all older dudes some bail. Sometimes you can be in your mid-30s and single, or maybe your early to mid-40s and single, and you just really just want somebody and you really want her. But you know you talking to yourself. You know that you are just overly engaging and you're not getting that energy back. My brother, you got to remember, no matter what state you live in, no matter what city you live in, you will always see more women outside than you will see men. You have to take that pawn and move it to the other side of the board, brother. It's just what you got to do. If you are in too much of pursuit of women, too much, meaning that every day you shooting your shot. If you are shooting your shot every day at women, you are crazy. You are nuts. You need to harness that energy into your job, into your art, into your bank account, into your body. Hit push-ups, pull-ups, dips, bench press 300. You got to do something else, because all of those things in that off time that you were spent shooting your shot is going to start making the women come to you. And that's what you really want. You know, if you are in a kamikaze mission with a machine gun, even if you spray across the board, you're not going to hit everything. But the best thing for you as a man is to make sure that everything is in pursuit of you. Man, that was our show for today. This has been fun. This has been interesting. I think we're going to do something like this again. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Man, special thank you to our guest, my guy Gilbert, and Wang Doodle as always. Back to the Future. Thank you, brother, so much for coming up and coming out and showing out like I knew you both would. This has been Made in the 1980s. And just know, consensually, it's always love.